Alright, a new Vassal of the Moon ride line is here, along with his Mistitch. So let's begin. Here's the starter, Envoy of the Moon, Rep Soul, and yes, you must run this one for the deck. And then we go to the grade 1k power, Follow of the Moon, Fresno, which has the skill Auto when riding on top of the grade 0, cost, reveal your grade 3 from your ride deck, that is Veissrugr, search your deck or hand for one Moongate card and put it into your order zone, and if you search your deck, shuffle it, but if you put it from hand, you draw a card. So regardless, you still get a plus here. And spoiler, Moongate is a one of in a deck, and being rank gate, of course, it plays with a set order, in which before we continue with the ride line, we go to the Moongate itself, which is a grade 1, of course, set order, and you can only have one of these in the deck. So the skill is act order zone, cost energy blast 3, rest this card, look at top 7 cards of your deck to choose up to one Mistitch from among them with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, and call them to rearguard and of course shuffle your deck. But if your Vanguard is at least a grade 3 Veissrugr, choose 3 cards from among them, one to call and put the other to the order zone, and of course shuffle your deck. So basically it's at full power once you're at grade 3. If you're anything besides your grade 3, you just basically call something, but if you're at grade 3, you basically call something and then set up your order zone so you could call more stuff, spoiler alert. But so far all your Mistitch is all grade 2 and less, and early game calling is always pretty nice, especially since technically you can play this on your grade 1 turn, if you have grade 1 Mistitches, that is. But so far it's just a cool concept that opens a portal for your Mistitches. And now to the grade 2 with 10k power, Vassal of the Moon, Ransom, which has the skill Auto when placed by riding on top of the Follower of the Moon, Fresno, look at top 7 cards of your deck to choose up to 2 cards with Mistitch from among them, reveal them, put one of the revealed cards to your hand and put the other one to the order zone and force over your deck. And of course it's just a double setup. Putting to hand of course will basically be a plus, and putting to the order zone is just for the setup. So your grade 3 at 13k power will have its full skill where act Vanguard once per turn, cost Soul Blast 2, choose a Moongate from your order zone, and then the original act ability can be activated without a cost. Basically what this skill enables you to do is actually activate the Moongate twice. So Moongate skill activated the first time by resting it, and then this skill opens another Moongate just to summon more monsters basically. In which the second skill is Auto Vanguard, when this card attacks, cost Command Blast 1, choose up to 2 Mistitch cards with their names in the order zone and call them to rearguard in the same column, and then all your front row units gets plus 5k power. So basically inherent multi-attack with a front row buff. Not too bad here, it just requires a bit of setup, but considering your ride line already sets you up, this isn't too bad. With the third skill, Auto Vanguard, when your Mistitch card is put in Guardian, cost, put a Mistitch card from your drop zone to the bottom deck and shield plus 5k into the end of the battle. And this is not once per turn, and you can do it in the same battle, which is also pretty nice. It's just overall pretty cool. It lets you basically superior call, more multi-attack superior call, and also it can play defensively as well, which is something I really like. Only thing is, do watch out for the soul because it is Soul Blast 2. Even though you do have Bold Mind and Brand Gate, you might not have space for it because you will need to run a lot of Mistitches. But other than that, there's really not much to say about it. It just depends on its Mistitch support. In which we go to the main Mistitch card, Crowny Mistitch Rona Rog, which is a grade 2 with 10k power, and its first skill is the important one where count, you may have up to 16 copies of itself in a deck. The idea here is that you have an army of birds that come out of the portal, but it does help that you can have more than 4 copies because more Mistitch the better. In which it has a helpful second skill where count rearguard, if you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Veissrugr, this unit gets the boost ability. Grade 2 booster is also very helpful. It's just a must run mainly just because it's Mistitch, and luckily it's common as well. And now we go to the first Mistitch, Veissrugr, which is a grade 2 with 10 power, and the skill is Auto when placed on rearguard. If you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Veissrugr into the end turn, when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's front row rearguard, and this card attacks it along with the Vanguard. So basically it's a multi-battle unit. It's just too bad it's locked to only the front row. But the second skill makes it even more useful where Auto rearguard, when this card attacks, if your order zone has a Moongate, this card gets us 5k power, and then you can either counter blast 1 or energy blast 3 to draw a card. The free extra power buff is very helpful, especially when you're attacking multiple units, because remember, if you get shrink down power, you sometimes won't hit stuff, and the extra draw power is very nice as well. So being the first Mistitch, it's not too bad. In which we go to a card that doesn't look like it belongs to the deck, but it does. Heroic Deeds Draco Kid, which is a grade 1 with k power, and the skill is count rearguard. During the battle, this unit boosts if you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Veissrugr plus 5k power. Yes, spoiler alert, this is going to be your 15k booster. First one that is not going to be for a divine skill unit, because the second skill is that Auto rearguard, when this card boosts at least a grade 3 Vanguard Veissrugr plus 2k, which will make the 15k boost, and then cost Soul Blast 1, put a Mistitch card from your drop zone to the bottom deck to energy charge 3. Once again, watch out for the soul, but recycling the Mistitch cards can actually be very helpful, especially since in a way you can search them back from the deck, The extra energy charge can be pretty nice, even though the deck itself doesn't exactly use too much energy other than from the moon, which you'll just regain the energy every turn anyway from your regular rulings. But still, watch out for the soul, because the deck is so far not gaining any soul, so you might have to run Bowl Mine. And finally, to an order card, which is a golden Veissrugr, Elif Glumani. So you play it by counterblasting 1 and then choose one of your at least grade 3 Vanguard Veissrugr, and it gets this skill into the end turn. Count Vanguard, all your rear guard with Miss Stitch gets plus 5k power, and all your Miss Stitch placed by card ability this turn also get additional 5k. Considering that you can have a huge field of Miss Stitches, this is actually pretty strong. And let's not forget the extra superior calling from the gates and Veissrugr mid-battle superior calling as well. Overall, it's pretty decent, especially as a finisher, since Veissrugr itself is not entirely a finisher, but using this as a finisher is pretty nice. And so that's it for this new Veissrugr Rylon along with his first Miss Stitch. What do you guys think of it? Overall, it's a pretty cool little concept where you open the gate to summon a bunch of Miss Stitches. Too bad they only revealed the first one along with the army of birds, but there's 2 more from the opening that has still not been revealed yet, and I'm just curious what they're going to do, because everything really revolves around the Miss Stitch support. But so far with what we have is not too bad, especially since I love the offense and defense skills. But on that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.